Without Christian, though.
Oh,
The heck just happened to me?
I don't know. But now am I so Christian? There we go.
Am I back?
Yes, you're
Yeah.
back.
You're back.
Alright. Awesome.
Are we ready, Ruben?
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right. What's up, true believers, and welcome to episode 10 of the Marvel Mondays initiative here on the Penultimate Conquest. Today's topic is our discussion of Iron Man 2 as part of our MCU Rewind series as we rewatch and rank all of the MCU films. Before we get into our discussion, we have a little housekeeping. If you're watching on YouTube, consider dropping us a like or a subscription. And don't forget to hit the bell to get notifications for our new videos and streams. You can also check us out on our video game show, The Penultimate Conquest, our TV movie show, The Cross Media Show, and our anime show, The Anime Nation. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Eric Ginn, your friendly neighborhood host for the evening. Alongside me is our director, Ruben Guerrero. Ruben, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, good. Things are great. And of course, also joining us is the master of cinema, Christian Macias. How are you doing, my friend?
Look, it's me. I'm here. Deal with it. Move on.
Nice, nice. A callback to Iron Man 2
Yes, sir.
right there. So before we get into it, a little housekeeping. Community solo streams are continuing. Tessa says she's going to stream tomorrow night because she actually has a day off from work today, so she's just going to enjoy herself. So she will be streaming Resident Evil 8 tomorrow evening. Ruben, are you still going to be streaming Mass Effect this week?
No, Rubem is going to be streaming Mass Effect.
Rubem. Okay, all right.
That's what it says
Little
in the
typo
doc.
there in the
Yeah.
in the doc. Yeah, Ruben's going to be streaming a little Mass Effect.
But-
and yes.
By the way, if any of you guys want to play Knockout City for the channel this week,
Listen, man.
I could be up for this too.
I am totally down for this as well. I was just playing before the show started. So good.
Okay, sorry to interrupt, Eric.
Oh, you're good. And last thing, we have merch. So, if you want to check out our merch store, please go to thepenultimateconquest.com/merch.
Yeah.
Got some cool thing.
We
Yeah,
fin-
Ruben,
we
tell
got
us
our-
about merch.
I
Did
did too.
she? Yeah, I was just gonna say we finally got our first order, and it's Christian. That son of a gun. I didn't see anything going for Tessa.
I think Tessa said she did buy some, but I'll see.
I got one order.
All right. Little Marvel news before we get into our movie discussion. We had a trailer drop today
Yes,
for
we
The
did.
Eternals.
Yes, we did.
Oh, yeah.
And oh my, was that a pretty thing to look at?
Isn't it great that we always set up the show just right after, Marvel stuff drops?
Yeah.
Right
It's
after.
nice.
It's just
It works.
great.
The Mondays really work
Yeah.
for this. But yeah,
Marvel Mondays.
I think for 2 minutes, I think it was nice just to get a feel of how this movie is going to look. Chloe Zhao, right? Is
Yes.
that how you pronounce it? Chloe Zhao, like, she is great at picking shots. Oh my goodness. Like some nice landscape without green screen. That was nice to look at.
Yes.
It had I forget who the cinematographer for this movie is, but also wow, it's just there was so much good stuff. Now, granted, there wasn't a lot in terms of plot in this trailer. I think we
wasn't
just
there?
got an idea. No,
Well,
I
it's just
mean,
a teaser, so that makes sense.
yeah, we're just getting an idea here that the Eternals have been around for a long time, a very long time.
Right. And we also have, I'm sorry to cut you off, Eric, but we also have
Mhm.
somebody that's going to take over for the Avengers.
That's right. Icarus, Richard Madden's character. I did see a great thing where someone was it was the scene in Spider-Man 2 when the police cars are going by and then Toby just eats the hot dog. It said the Eternals when Thanos wipes out half the universe, and they're just like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like in the teaser they said like they were there. What they say? Like they haven't stepped in until now. Like
yeah.
you didn't step in when Thanos is here.
Yeah. Yeah, Loki's taking over New York, Ultron's about to drop.
Exactly.
country down. So, but now, hey, something showed up. I did like the line at the end where he says, "Now that Captain Rogers and Iron Man are no more, who's going to lead the Avengers?" And it
Right.
was just a nice little thing where like they didn't say Captain America, which was nice. Like it was Captain Rogers.
Right.
It was like, hey, we have our Captain America right now. So, I thought that was neat.
I
Angela,
Oh, I just want to say, yeah, that line was cool to me because it's the first time you're hearing someone not say Tony or Steve because like
yeah,
they don't know who those people are on a first name
yeah.
basis. So like that, I haven't heard them say Rogers or Iron Man like
Mhm.
in a long time. So that was like cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really neat, and also Angela Jolie looking. Whew, whew.
Him a chin.
Yes. So it's nice. It's nice. Like this is a very cool cast. I'm very excited to see. I'm excited to see some of the Bollywood stuff we're gonna get to
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Kumail. I think that's gonna be really neat. Like I think this is really showing the push for more diversity that Marvel's going for in Phase 4. Like I think this is a fantastic movie for that, and really excited for this movie because know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I've never read an Eternals comic, so I know nothing about them. So I'm really excited. So Ruben, what did
For
you say?
some reason, when they first announced this movie, I thought it was going to be like them just the beginning of their story. I don't know why. I just assumed that it was just going to be an introduction, like Iron Man 1 or First Avenger. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, was I the only person that felt like that?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
I kind of
I
thought
mean,
it'd be like
yeah,
somewhat
these
of an origins ish.
yeah,
Yeah, I
'cause-
just didn't expect it to span all the way up to Thanos.
yeah, I think it should because I mean, like it's gonna be interesting because like we know nothing about these characters. It's the first time they've ever showed up or anything. How are you gonna make us care for them?
Right.
Is I think you show them throughout
And there he goes.
history, dealing with different throughout history and dealing with different things that happen in the Marvel universe. I think that'll be interesting. Kind of
I
like
agree.
a Watchers vibe. Where they're just
Right.
like sitting there watching the whole thing. So Christian, you were about to say something as well.
Yeah, I have two things, but I guess first, just to bounce off you, is that you're absolutely right. You nailed it, Eric. I think when you have that scene of all of them talking around the dinner table and they're talking within context of like the MCU that we already know of, like
Mhm.
that alone builds hype. Like, oh, they know who the Avengers are, and like everything they're
Mhm.
doing is going to be in context with the
Mhm.
ongoing MCU. Like, that's going to be exciting for me.
Mhm.
I think my only real complaint with the teaser, and like people pointed out online on Twitter, is that whoever is in charge of doing like post production color grading on the film, um, like okay, the movie looks drab. Like there's not enough color in it. Like even though the cinematography and the shots itself are like amazing, I love looking at nature. When you compare it to like a Jack Kirby comic, yeah, it looks very gray in comparison.
Yeah, maybe they'll fix them up in post and whatnot. They still got what
Oh yeah,
4 or 5 months still to work on the movie. So
Just get in Doctor Strange and just be like, yeah, sorry, this was filmed in a extra another dimension, a multiverse.
nice. Of Madness.
Yeah, this was filmed in the multiverse of madness. There you go.
all right, but enough about Eternals. It's time. Oh, go ahead.
One more question. So okay, so we've got three movies now.
Mm.
Three MCU movies this year. Black Widow. 4.
Mhm.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Yep.
I wanted to ask how, like, with this teaser dropping, how would you rank this among excitement levels for you among like the other films? Like, where does Eternals fall?
I think for me right now, it's probably because I just don't know anything about what it's gonna be. It's got to be 4 right now because obviously
Whoa.
Spider-Man is number 1. Like that's number 1. Um, uh,
What?
hold on. Spider-Man is number 1. There's no debate about that for me. Number 2, it's got to be Shang-Chi. Like I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for that movie. Like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Mandarin.
The real Iron Fist, meaning we're
Oh my
bringing
God.
Iron Fist.
We'll see. We'll see if Danny
No,
Rand shows up.
what I mean is we're bringing in the Iron Fish
Oh,
Fist
well, I mean,
part of.
they're two different.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying like the Asian fighting style into
Yeah,
the MCU.
it's cool to get like martial arts stuff. Like I think this is going to be
That's what
the
I was
best
looking for. Yeah.
the best action of the MCU probably is
Yes.
going to be in this movie, and I'm really excited about that. And I love the lead actor; he's great. So I'm excited. I'm excited to
Simu Liu.
see. Yeah, Kim's Convenience coming to Netflix, the final season, June 2nd. I'm excited to watch that.
Don't know what
And
the
then
hell
I
that
have to
is.
go. It's really great. It's a sitcom. It's fantastic. It's about an Asian community that owns a convenience store.
Okay.
It's really heartfelt. It's on Netflix. I highly recommend you watch it. It's really good.
It's
Okay.
good.
Very
Um,
Canadian too.
I did want to bring up two more things before we, keep
Hey,
getting
Eric
into
is Eric isn't done.
I'm not done yet,
Oh,
Ruben.
okay. My apologies. My apologies. Go ahead.
Jeez.
No, I'm
And then
sorry.
3, I got to go Black Widow because that's one where it's like I've been wanting a Black Widow movie, and I'm a big fan of David Harbaugh, and Rachel Weisz in the Black Widow outfit, cool. And it's just I've been waiting for a Black Widow movie, and it's just like I'm excited for all of them, but if that's how I would have to rank it.
You mentioned 3 characters for Black Widow. You didn't even bother to mention Florence Pugh. You just whatever, Florence. Like,
Ugh.
I like David Harbour.
She had
I
her
mean,
time to shine in
I know
that.
she's going to be the next Black Widow, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to see because I haven't seen Midsummer, so
Don't watch it.
Uh,
Don't watch it.
It's good.
It's not.
but,
It's a really bad movie. Don't watch it.
Who do you
but
trust here, Ruben? Or Eric for movie reviews? Who are you gonna trust?
Eric, this movie is so far out of left field. It's
I like
in the
far
right
out of
field.
left field stuff. This
it's
is the
in
guy.
the
who
right
did-
field.
This is Hereditary guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, weird. I like weird. So, but yeah, that's how I would rank it. Like, I just Black Widow, just because I just want to see what happens there. But yeah, I'm excited for like I would pay $30 for all these movies. Like if they came to Disney Plus premiere, like I'd pay $30 for all of them. So,
Sure.
because like this is gonna be our new team. Like we're gonna get one more Guardians movie, but this potentially is our new team that we can all fall in love with. So, yeah, that's how I would rank them. Ruben, what were you about to say?
Well, I did want to bring up two more items for Marvel news, so to speak,
Mm.
but I'll hold those off till we finish.
You got
this
Marvel
up.
news.
Well, it's not really Marvel news per se. It's just like Sony's Twitter, like the Spider-Man No Way Home is just being real cheeky, and I hate it so much. Just give us a fucking trailer. Just give us a fucking trailer, please.
Maybe in like another month or two we'll get
No,
one.
but did you guys see what they did? They
No.
just it was a trailer.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Yeah, it was a bus trailer. Not a bus trailer, but a truck trailer, and it was just driving me nuts.
I think the less, like just give me one trailer. Give me one. That's
Yeah,
it. That's
that's
all.
all we need.
Don't show me everything. Just show me maybe a new suit. I'll be all right with that. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's time
Wait,
to get to Iron Man 2.
We just
Oh,
skipped.
there was another piece. There was
There was-
another piece.
There was another
another
piece, and we
piece.
also just skipped over me and Christian's ranking of how we want to do this.
Okay. I'm
Christian, you
sorry.
go first. It's okay. That's all right.
What are we skipping? Or I don't even know where we're at, man.
How are you ranking your hype level for Eternals? It was your own
Oh,
question.
number 2.
Number 2. What's number 1?
Shang-Chi.
What's number 3?
Probably Spider-Man.
Okay. All right.
And then 4 is Black Widow.
All right. That's fair.
What about you,
I-
Ruben? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Christian.
No, I just think like Chloe Zhao directing and then writing and getting the creative freedom to like do what she wanted to do for Eternals. Like
Right.
that alone is way different than like a lot of stuff we got in the MCU before.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. I unfortunately, as you know, I can't really disclose my number 1. It's conflicts of my
my
MCU
God.
contract.
Oh my God.
Number 2 is definitely I'd have to say fuck, I forgot what it's called.
Well, say it.
I forgot what it's called. We were just talking about it.
Eternals?
No, not Eternals. Eternals is
Shang-Chi?
number Shang-Chi
Shang-
is number 2, and Eternals is, I'm sorry, bottom of the list.
Shang-Chi.
Just because
I
I
mean, what-
have no idea of what But I need to see a trailer first in order to get hyped.
I mean, you
The
just
teaser-
did.
Yeah, but the teaser didn't really do much,
I do need to watch Nomadland so I can.
It's free on Hulu, man.
Gotcha. I want to check that out because I like to watch MCU directors' other stuff. see what kind of stuff they bring.
The last,
If you want a good look at how fucked capitalism is, Nomadland is for you. And also nature is beautiful.
okay. The last piece of Marvel news that I wanted to bring up is somebody had said who would be the perfect live action version of Peter A. Parker, and
Peter A. Parker.
Peter B. Parker. Sorry,
Okay.
Peter B. Parker, and it was none other than Andy Samberg, and I think it's a phenomenal casting.
Is that why Boss Logic did like a,
Yeah.
or someone did like a,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Jesus.
That's all I gotta say.
All right. Let's get into Iron Man 2. So, Iron Man 2 released May 7th, 2010, directed by Mr. Jon Favreau. His last directing in the MCU. Runtime of 2 hours and 5 minutes. Budget of $170 to $200 million. So, probably right in the middle there, maybe looking at 185. Box office gross of $623.9 million. I remember seeing this movie midnight showing. They did a double feature with Iron Man right before it. It was hype. And so let's just get out. Let's get it out of the way first. What are our overall feelings on this movie? Before we get too in depth in it, Christian, I'll have you start.
Hold on. You got to tell your little personal anecdote about when you saw it. Can I tell mine?
Oh, of course.
So, okay, let me set the scene for you. It's like 2010, I think, right?
Yes.
Well, late 2009, where my story begins. I'm playing Modern Warfare 2, and I'm in my clan, and I meet these two guys, Cat and his little brother. I forget his name. We play for like months. Now it's 2010. We find out that these guys we played for months actually live in the same town that we live in. And we say, whoa, no way. Let's meet up and hang. Let's go see Iron Man 2 together. And it was a weird experience. We never played with them ever again. Those guys were weird in person.
Oh, great. I thought you were going to go with, and they're now my lifelong best friends.
No, they were strange, and we never talked to them ever again.
Oh, God.
And that's it.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Do you have a personal story?
I honestly don't remember the lead up to watching this film. I could have watched it with friends from school. I could have watched this by myself. We had this I guess it was this thing where we would go to my family would go to the movies, and we would all pick out a movie that we wanted to see. And of course, as usual, I'm stuck by myself, so I just went to go. I probably went to go see this by myself.
Epic.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember also in that midnight showing, that was the last time I heard it in real life with someone. I remember someone came into the theater, just yelled at everyone, attention! You all just lost the game. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, I lost.
I've never played this game.
Just kidding. I don't play.
So yeah, it was the last time I ever heard it used in a public setting. So that's what I feel. But anyway, initial thoughts about this movie before we get too in depth. Ruben, I'm going to start with you. What do you think of Iron Man 2?
So, as you all know, my hatred for this movie before rewatching it was very strong. I really, I fucking hated this movie so much. And then I rewatched it today. It's not as bad, but definitely don't need whiplash in this movie, you know?
Mhm.
Just this actor is just not good, you know?
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke.
You don't like him?
I can't stand the look of his face. I stand by that.
Okay. So when was the last time you saw this movie before today or yesterday?
If I'm being honest with you, it was in theaters.
Really? It's been
Wow.
10 years since
I
you've
haven't.
seen
I have.
11 years?
This is
11
me.
years.
This is me rewatching the whole MCU for the first time. I think the only.
You've only seen these
We
movies
could've-
once?
We could have been marketing this, man.
No. The only there's been a couple of movies where I've seen them multiple times. Civil War, obviously, just because it plays on FX like you wouldn't believe. Infinity War, of course, because I had to rewatch it leading up to Endgame. Endgame, of course, as we all know, I went to go see that movie 3 times opening weekend. 3 times. Actually, 4 times. 4 times opening weekend. It was great. It was an emotional experience. I think I saw Captain Marvel twice in theaters, but like after rewatching, like I haven't seen any of these except for Thor Ragnarok and the ones that just
Oh
previously went out.
man, oh man,
Phase
this is
one
gonna be
stuff.
fun.
Yeah,
Shout out to FX, man. They used to love playing those X-Men movies all the goddamn time.
yeah, but now they got
FX
better
has the
movies.
movies. FXXXX has the movies.
Yeah. Amazing.
All right. So wow. So you hate it less.
I hate it less, but also I hate Mickey Rourke because of this.
Okay.
Well,
All
not
right.
because of this movie. I hate this movie because of Mickey Rourke.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Christian. What about you?
2 weeks ago when you watched this with your niece and you said to the group chat, you were like, "Hey, people forget like Iron Man 2, like it's not the best, but it's pretty fun." And I'm like sitting here thinking, "There's no way. Like this movie's just like not good. It's
No way.
bad." Then I watched it and I was like, "Wow, like it isn't the best, but I am having fun in certain times."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I know it drags a little bit and like it could be way tighter and there we can nitpick it to hell, but like I had a good time.
Yeah. It's one of the first movies I think I realized where like a movie cannot be great, but you can still have a fantastic time with it. Um, me personally, like this movie. I think rewatching it 2 times in the last month, like I think it's higher than when I initially had it. I think I used to have this movie in my bottom 4. Now it's gone up just a little bit, but it's still so much fun just because of RDJ. I think just like anytime you put Robert Downey Jr. on screen, no matter what it is, it's going to be a fun time. And that actually goes into my first discussion question I have because Iron Man 1, I know I've talked about this. I'll put this on Twitter and stuff. People answer like Iron Man 1 is about accountability and how he, wants to change himself. And then Iron Man 3 is about, struggles with mental health. Like, who are you as a person? Like, do you need the Iron Man suit? And it was hard to realize what Iron Man 2 is about. And I know Cameron Hawkins said it's about legacy. And I kind of agree with that. But I think this movie suffers from sequelitis, where it's just like, let's try to get a big bombastic story in for a sequel. And I think that's where it really falls. This movie also has the trouble of, I put this on here as well, being the jumping off point for the MCU. Like this is where the MCU starts doing that whole crazy expansion stuff.
Yep.
So this movie has a lot going for it. But yeah. Ruben.
Yeah.
You don't like Whiplash.
Yeah. It's not.
You would say
Again, it's not that I don't like the character Whiplash. I just do not like Mickey Rourke at all. Like he is what makes this movie in my head the lesser of the three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely would say that if I had to rank the trilogy, this would be number 3 for me. But
Iron Man number 3, obviously at the top. Yeah, of course.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
yeah, I actually would put Iron Man 3 as number 1 in the trilogy.
I know, because it's the best.
But yeah, I think, like I said, going back to the sequelitis, you introduce something with the main character. It's like, oh, they're dealing with this now. Tony obviously is dying from the palladium.
Right.
He's been using it in his chest. So like that's his big plot line going forward. It's like, oh, how can I've been using the Iron Man thing so much that it's literally killing me. So also, funny thing, I forgot to mention it in the beginning. Screenplay written by an actor.
Yeah,
Justin
I saw that
Thoreau.
too. I saw that
That's
too.
wild. Had no idea.
Insane. I was like, that can't possibly be the same Justin Thoreau.
Yeah.
And it was. It
Mhm.
Crazy. Crazy times. Crazy
Absolutely.
times.
Yes, and then in this movie we also get the introduction of one Mr. Don Cheadle as Rhodes.
The better.
Rhodey. Much better. Don Cheadle is a much better Rhodey.
Oh, dude. I mean, I said it in the beginning when we started the podcast, but like that line when he says, "Look, it's me. I'm here. Deal with it. Move on."
Yeah.
It's such a tongue-in-cheek reference to the recasting. Yeah, I love it.
I
It's
could have sworn that Robert Downey Jr. was going to be like, "Huh, did you get a haircut
You
or
look
something? You look a little different." That would have
that
been
would be
great
funny.
too. Yeah.
I keep
uh,
going back to Eric's question about like Iron Man. Like, what is this movie about? Like, I don't know.
mhm.
Like, I was really trying to think about that, like while you guys were talking, and it's like Iron Man is dying and he's having trouble like dealing with that, which is why he turns into like more of an arrogant prick than he was at the beginning of Iron Man 1.
Right.
And then he's kind of gifted away to he discovers a new element and everything's hunky dory, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know, it troubles me.
I see where, for me, this movie, like coming fresh off of it, this movie is more about death, but I can also see the legacy side as the theme
Mm.
in this movie because, like,
Oh, Howard,
yeah,
right?
exactly that, and also like he's trying to make sure that everybody is good before the inevitable happens of him dying. Tony.
Right.
Also, fun enough, I like how this movie's soundtrack, when they released it, was just an AC/DC record.
Yeah.
That's
Why
all it
not?
was. It was just a bunch of AC/DC songs.
Of course.
So another thing I love in this movie is the just letting RDJ be Tony in the Senate hearing. I thought that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, where it's just like, oh look, like no one has this technology. And he just hacks the TVs.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Okay.
Uh,
We got to talk about Tony's tech for a second. It's the coolest, like,
Insane.
it is so cool in this movie. Everything is like, whoosh, he's like moving his hands and like,
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I love watching Iron Man just do his thing.
mm-hmm.
I also
Oh, go ahead, Ruben.
I also do like the part of that scene where he looks back at Pepper and he's like, "Huh? Yeah," and she's like, "No, don't.
Mm.
You're fucking up here. Just focus."
Gary Shandling as the senator. I thought that was great. Also, just the end, like I try to play ball with these ass clowns. It's like fuck you, Mr. Stark. I thought that was fun. And then Mr. Sam Rockwell
Oh my god,
as Justin Hammer. God, I want him back.
Sam
He's so much
Okay,
Rockwell.
so you guys like him?
I love
Yeah,
Sam Rockwell.
he was fun.
I did too. I don't care for him, Justin Hammer.
Oh, I didn't care for him and as Justin Hammer, but like for the villains, I rather would have them focus on Justin Hammer than
Okay, yeah, then yes, I agree.
yeah. But also, like, I remember watching this movie and I was like, huh, that guy's a pretty good actor, and never saw Sam Rockwell ever again for like a good 10 years.
I was about to say you need to watch Three Billboards Outside.
Yeah,
I
out Ebbing,
forget.
Missouri.
No,
Yeah.
but like he was gone for a while, right? Am I wrong?
He just wasn't in a bunch of crazy stuff. Like
Okay.
he did a bunch of indie things.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
he's usually in like Wes Anderson films, I think. He was in Taika Waititi's last movie.
really talented. So
Yeah.
His last movie.
yeah, I like Justin. I like
Jojo
Justin
Rabbit?
Hammer. He was fun. He was in Jojo Rabbit.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. I love that movie.
So yeah, he's so much fun. I like how he calls Tony Anthony.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's how you know
Um,
that Tony just doesn't like him. Like, bro, everybody calls me Tony. Just call me Tony. And of course, he's got to be that guy that calls him Anthony.
Yeah.
Well, it's like it's his like I don't know. I guess Napoleon complex is the only thing I can think about it. But like, he knows he's inferior, and this is like the only way that's like him trying to humble Tony,
Right.
calling him Anthony.
Um,
There's a few things I wanted to bring up from earlier, if that's okay.
Go
of
ahead.
course, please.
I didn't very much care for the cold opening of like Mickey Rourke's like Ivan's father dying.
Yeah.
But like for me, like the like actual opening of like Tony Stark jumping out of the airplane, you get the AC/DC playing and the fireworks, like is just fun. I
Mhm.
love it. And then after that, you get like 3 cameos in less than 5 minutes, and it blew me away every time.
Yeah.
Obviously, we get Stanley, which we'll talk about.
Who
But
is.
then Olivia,
Sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
and then we also get Olivia Munn as a news reporter, which is like shout out to Olivia Munn. I forgot she like this was like one of her first forays into like major acting.
Yeah.
And then Kate Mara makes an appearance as the
Right.
government lawyer. I was like, wow, I haven't seen Kate Mara in something in a long time. What are you doing
Fantastic
here?
Four.
Oh my God, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
You're right.
Luckily, we'll never have to review that here.
Thank fucking God.
Not until we
Uh,
get the new one.
Oh my, yeah. I'll gladly do a Kevin Feige produced Fantastic Four review.
Yes.
Ruben, you were about to say something.
No, I was just gonna ask, was the guy before Stan Lee important? Because he looked like I don't want to taint the
The guy before Stan Lee.
Yeah, there was a guy that he gets introduced to before Stan Lee, and he's like, "This is
Like on the escalator?
yeah, that guy that it's like real quick pass by."
I don't think he's anything. I think it's just Tony talking with somebody.
Okay, because
Because we got to remember another important cameo in this, Ruben. One,
Oh,
Elon
no, don't say it.
Musk.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Actually talks about the Merlin jets in this one.
yep.
I thought that was really interesting because it's just wild that Elon Musk shows up in this. I totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, his acting. That's the start of his acting career right here.
Yep.
Probably the strongest acting I've seen from Elon.
Yeah. I thought
Yeah,
it was really interesting that like even though like Elon Musk is just a weird freaking dude, just him actually talking about SpaceX stuff and Tesla stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was neat. Like, hey, those Merlin rockets are fantastic. I'm like, that's neat because like yeah, like right now in the real world, Elon Musk is probably the closest thing we're getting to a actual Tony Stark.
No,
Right,
Tony
right
Stark
now.
is a good guy.
Oh no, I'm just saying in terms of eccentric, genius, weird billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
But what's up, Ruben? You're going no, no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
I was just saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. So is Elon.
Um,
Well, that's a different discussion.
this is not the
Yeah, we're not talking about this now.
So yeah, I thought that was interesting. Some other things. What do you want to talk about? I really like the Monaco race. Like, I wish it was a little longer. I thought that was really cool, and it makes sense because like Tony would actually know how to drive these things.
Yeah.
Like Tony, mechanical genius, he would absolutely know how to drive these cars.
I disagree. This is the I wrote this down. This is like I have a problem with this scene. Yes, it makes sense that like he owns the like what he's sponsoring the car. He can drive it surely because he owns it. But man, these drivers, especially in like the Monaco Grand Prix, they study all the turns. They memorize every chicane. There is no way Tony Stark is surviving going this fast. I don't believe it. I'll believe that he's like this genius who flies around in this metal suit. I don't believe that he can drive like a few laps around.
But all the more reason why he can figure it out on the fly, you know? He flies around in that suit, and you need to make adjustments on the fly.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
boom.
Because
I just thought of that.
first
You just been
he's
lawyered.
like doing all that craziness with the jets.
Yeah.
So,
He's
but yeah,
force sensitive.
he is force sensitive. We'll learn about that in the next movie.
There is one thing about this film that I also didn't like. That's not Mickey Rourke. This suitcase suit. Oh,
Oh my god, I freaking love the suitcase suit. That is probably my favorite suit up in the entire
This is
MCU.
by far the worst suit in the entirety of the MCU.
Do you remember Iron Man 3, all those suits?
I remember Iron Man 3, and I stand by my statement.
I gotta ask you, Eric. Which is the better suit up here then? Do you think the first suit up when he's like, you know, it's like 2 minutes?
Like that was cool. Like it really kind of showed like very comic-y, like that Tony would get all these things like put on and stuff. And then obviously Tony's gonna figure out how to do this really fast because you know he can't take 2 minutes sometimes to suit up and all these things. So like the suitcase is just so fucking cool. I loved it so much, especially the scene, just the franticness of like, come on, give me the case, give me the case. Pepper and screaming, it's just so good. And he's like, I want better security. I want better security. And then she's like, out of your mind. But so good. Just this, it's so cool how he has a suit and a suitcase. It's
cool in theory, but that suit just looks horrendous.
No, it looks it's like a portable.
You know what it is? I think I don't like the color scheme. It's
you don't like the gold and silver. You don't like the red and silver.
Yeah, I don't. I think that's what it is. I don't like the red and silver.
I think
the ridges I don't care about.
Yeah, and also the ridges. Not a fan of it.
I think it was just oh man, it would be so cool. Especially like if I'm a kid right there and I see Iron Man starting to suit up like real quick. I wish we'd have got more of that suit, but frankly we did not.
This
Thank
this
God.
is the first action scene of the movie and the last until the climax.
Yep. Which is interesting, really, because I know the first one didn't really have crazy amounts of action. You have the cave scene.
I'll be right back. Give me a second.
But it's got drama.
Yeah. And
The internal struggle.
Ruben's leaving. He's got to go check his next guest for the Joe Rogan podcast. So,
Oh my god. I was hoping you'd make that joke. Audio
uh,
listeners, Ruben
yeah,
looks like Joe Rogan today.
yeah. God, he's got the
Not
backwards
sweaty.
hat, the New
Mhm.
York attitude. He's
Oh,
got
he's
it.
the New Yorker. That's right.
Yeah, he probably got a slice before he did this show.
Oh
So
my god. Oh, that's amazing.
yeah, it's interesting though. Um, just the amount, because I know there's like some behind the scenes drama with this, where like Marvel was very much with Feige, not Feige, with Favreau. Hey, you got to put all this stuff in this movie. And I think this was like the movie where Jon Favreau was like, I'm not directing any more of these. Like this is too
Yeah.
much. Because I can see why, because there is so much in this movie.
They
Like
clear him
we
a lot.
actually, yeah, that like you have um obviously you got all the Tony stuff. You have you bring in Justin Hammer, you're bringing in Nick Fury in this one. Actually, you're bringing in Black Widow, War Machine. You show Captain America Shield, like
And then
there's
all the
there.
stuff with Howard Stark
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It's a lot, to have to deal with.
And then you can kind of see in his notebook the Tesseract. If you slipping through it, you see the Cosmic Cube.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, you can kind of see some of it. But yeah, I can see why Favreau would not like doing these anymore, because this is a lot. This is like a Spider-Man 3 situation where they have to throw in. Luckily, this works more than Spider-Man 3. Um,
I agree.
but yeah, it's a lot. When Ruben gets back, I especially want to talk about the party scene, because I think that's a very important one.
There's something you and I can talk about for while Ruben is gone.
What is that?
I think this is the movie that RDJ was the most ripped in. There's that scene when he's taking out the palladium for the first time, and
Mhm.
like his abs are well defined. This is the best his abs have looked in any MCU movie.
Yeah, and he has that scene where like he's hardware mode, where he's taking the sledgehammer and putting
Bro,
all the stuff in the house.
I was like getting ready to sweat during that scene. I was like, am I attracted to Iron Man right now? The answer is yes. I hope I look that good in a tank top.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's all. Well, we all can't look like Thor, but you know, RDJ, that's
I'll
that's
take
a
RDJ.
good. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see, what was I gonna talk about? He's
We're
getting
waiting
some
for him.
drink. He's getting some drink. Everyone, Ruben is back.
What happened? What I miss?
We missed. I made my Joe Rogan joke. I said you got a slice before this, so there's that.
And then we talked about RDJ's abs and how they're the best they've looked in the MCU.
Was there an Abba Scene in this movie?
Yeah, when he takes out the palladium and he has his shirt off.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was too
Um,
busy looking at the veins popping out. I'm sorry.
So the next thing I really
What
want
does
to
it say about
discuss a
me?
little bit. The next thing I really want to discuss is our very, 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 I'm gonna say it last time there. Demon in a bottle scene where Tony at the party, he find out like, look, I'm probably be dying. And also we've had Black Widow introduced, which, yeah, I love Black Widow. So
I got to take a step back here. Let me set the scene for you.
okay.
Oh no.
When
Ruben,
Natalie Rushmore, aka Natasha Romanoff, walks into whatever Iron Man, Tony Stark's gym, and is going into the ring to fight Jon Favreau, you have to understand what this did for me as a high school student, as a sophomore, discovering myself. I was sweating, dude, and that's
yeah,
yeah,
Scarlett Johansson. Yep.
Good talk.
I just like also Tony at the end, just like, I want one. It's like, no, you can't. It's just like, and so another example also going into the party scene. This is another fantastic movie of, even I don't like her that much, Gwyneth Paltrow and RDJ's chemistry in this movie
You're
is
crazy.
so good. They have such unbelievable chemistry, and that's why.
Go ahead.
What?
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I thought I said my piece, Ruben.
I just don't understand how you can't like Scarlett Johansson. How you can't like
Gwyneth Paltrow.
There you go, Gwyneth Paltrow.
She's real weird, man. She's like
weird,
that.
but like his movies,
She's that Hollywood weird where
Exactly.
it's just.
it's okay.
Hollywood
because
elitist.
She makes these
No.
movies better.
I mean, yeah, like she is fantastic as Pepper Potts. That's what I'm saying here, Ruben.
Yeah, but it's
She
just
does a
like
good job.
separate the actor and the character, Eric. Separate the actor and the
Can't.
character.
We cannot do that at all.
Why not?
We just can't.
Why not?
We're not going to go into this because then I'm just going to start talking about how J.K. Rowling has disappointed me. So we're not going to do
I said
that.
separate the actor and the character.
Art from artists. How about that? That's better. So yeah, we'll go into a tangent about how
Okay.
the woman who created the greatest story ever for me disappointed me so much.
Yes,
Okay,
but yes,
so we're not going to do that.
I agree with you that Gwyneth Paltrow
Like
as Pepper Potts
their chemistry is outstanding, especially in that scene when they're kind of like riffing off of each other. Like, ooh, who's she? She is a walking sexual harassment lawsuit waiting to happen. And just it's like Latin. Who speaks Latin? Do you speak Latin? It's a dead language. No one speaks Latin. So I enjoyed like her introduction and going into the party scene with her. Go ahead.
Eric, you are so right. Because I've never thought about like Robert Downey Jr. He talks and thinks so fast. He's firing all cylinders, and Gwyneth Paltrow matches his intensity to a T. Like she is with him. Credit to Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
She's like, especially also like in the fight scene at Monaco, like the screaming and everything. Like she's able to keep up with this quick-witted. Just like, no, I need better security, and so just wild, just so good.
Yeah.
So shout out to Gwyneth Paltrow. You are one of the best things about these movies. Just wish you weren't so freaking weird.
Again, the Monaco
No more coochie
scene,
candles.
The Monaco scene where they immediately come into, I guess, the restaurant, and he's like, "Don't be bad," and she immediately already knows that something's up, and then she's like, "What the hell is this?"
I also forgot my favorite joke in the movie where it's like,
you say it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Say it.
So this is Christine from Vanity Fair. She it's like, oh wow, was she?
Oh.
She did a real spread on Tony last year, and she wrote a story too.
I wrote it down. I wrote down she did quite a spread, and then Tony interjects. She wrote an article too. I laughed out loud, dude.
It's so good.
Poor Sam Rockwell can't catch a break.
Yeah, he can't catch a break. But I really like again the party scene where we have Tony. He's at probably the end of the line. He thinks for him, and going crazy. Like this is probably we're getting very Iron Man 1, pre-Iron Man 1 Tony Stark here, where he's just going nuts. It's all about him. And then you get the cool suit up for Rhodey and pre-War Machine Mark II armor. I thought that everyone doesn't like that fight. I really like that fight because of the emotion behind it. Now, granted, it was silly, like robots fighting each other to Daft Punk and Queen and all that stuff. But like the emotion behind the fight is what made it so good for me. I think.
I guess
it's like, look, I'm your best.
Right?
Yeah. It's like, I'm your best friend, buddy. Like you were going off the deep end. I need to knock some sense into you. So I think that was really cool. I liked it a lot.
We also get that reference to War Machine.
Yeah, you want to view the War Machine? Take the shot. Yeah.
Well, I guess my question here is, and I'm as I was thinking about it, I kind of answered my own question in my head before Eric was talking. I was like, Black Widow, Natasha kind of like pushes Tony into the direction of like, you're dying, so do whatever you want and like be an ass. And my question is, why would she do that? Like to then not recommend him for the Avengers Initiative? And then I immediately thought, I was like, well, I guess like she has to find out how he's going to perform like in life or death situations and under pressure and stuff like that.
Right.
That's when your true character shows. It's like, oh, that makes sense. That's it.
That's very well put. but yeah, after the party fight scene, we get introduction of Nick Fury, which I thought was great. I thought he had like, he has two scenes in this movie, and they really stand out. Like, do not mess with this man. Like, you think you are my biggest problem right now? I got shit going on in the Southwest right now that I have to be there right now. But yeah, you're Iron Man, and your friend just took your suit.
The real question is, what should I stare at, the eye or the eye patch?
Yeah. It definitely was a scene where it's just like, even though like I know it's Samuel L. Jackson, it does a good job. Like, do not fuck with this man.
Right.
You do not want to be on this man's bad side. So I thought that was neat. And then we're just jumping around plot here. I think it's important like to set some scenes and how we think about the important ones. I think.
Sure.
I think we talked about this earlier. Just like the part where he sees the video of his dad talking to him, I think was really powerful because he has this whole vision of his dad, like he didn't like me really, like all this stuff, and we get further stuff in the other movies, like in Civil War. It's like my dad talked about you all the time, like you would thought that you were his son or something like that. So Tony has to deal with that. Let's see, in Iron Man and not in Iron Man, in Civil War, deal with that. And I thought it was really powerful to just like have the extra video, like Tony, like I'm limited by what I can do, but like you can do this. Like I believe in you, and like it's just jump starts that awesome. Like let's get Tony Stark in a garage making stuff, and that's what's so great about the hardware scene. Just making stuff, making a new fucking element.
Yeah.
Like science people, like I have some guys I work with. We've talked about this element scene. Like, how the fuck does he do this? It's like he's fucking Tony Stark. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
He's got a collider in his house, essentially.
He just makes a collider, which is awesome.
Because why not?
And I remember the gasp in the movie theater when Coulson like, "What is this?" And it just. It's like we're like, oh my god, I need that. Bring it here. It just uses it as a freaking level.
Of course.
I got butterflies in my stomach the first time I watched it. I was like, oh my fucking god, are we gonna get Captain America? Are we going there?
Yep.
I couldn't believe it, and I didn't actually until Captain America: First Avenger was announced.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It was wild. So interesting enough, when the movie was made, everyone wanted to know what that new element was. Apparently, in the novelization of Iron Man 2, that was vibranium. But they retconned it, obviously, since vibranium's from Wakanda and stuff. Like, I think Tony called it badacidum or something like that. I forget what it was. But, yeah, it's interesting that was vibranium. Because I was looking at some science stuff, actually, behind this. If you look at it, a normal battery, which like Tony kind of has in the arc reactor, it's just like a super powered battery and stuff. In Avengers, when Thor lights them up and brings them up to 400% charge, no normal battery does that. No normal battery can go to 400% charge. Vibranium would like take all that energy, and he was able to blast it back, kind of. So I thought that was really interesting how I always wanted to know. And just Christian was right earlier, just like the hand stuff when he makes all the new element, like, all right, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, and just like, dead 20 years, still taking me to school. I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is like one of the best parts about the movie is just let Tony Stark show that he is a genius.
That's why that scene works. Yeah, you're so right, Eric. That's why it's so good, is because it's fueled by like the previous video we saw of him and his dad.
Right.
Like Iron Man was talking with Nick Fury about like, yeah, my relationship with my dad like sucked. It was shitty. Like he was always
cold,
working.
Yeah.
You get the realization that Howard actually cared about Tony, right? And that one tiny clip, and then that fuels like this badacidum collider moment. Yeah,
I did enjoy the thing in the video. Like, I would like to show you my ass. So I'm like, oh, John Slattery, what are you doing?
We do have somebody in the chat. Of course, Ghost Hand 246 has come back today and has told us it also helps that all Iron Man movies have more punchier and visceral action scenes, mostly due to the gadgets that Tony uses, especially in Iron Man 1. And yeah.
They feel weighty.
Yeah.
I will say this, as I was watching them, I wonder if you got, because I know they got rid of this in the later Iron Man stuff with Iron Man. Do you guys like it in the first two movies when it was just like whenever any of the suit moves, it's like the
I think I do.
you do?
Yeah.
It got kind of weird, like so much for me, especially when they were fighting, when Tony and Rhodey were fighting, and every single movement was just little robotic movements. I'm
I
like, huh.
mean, but that's what it is, though.
I understand. Well, it's actually a prosthesis, Ruben.
You're right. I'm sorry. It's a high tech
High-end
prosthesis.
yeah, high-tech prosthesis.
That's something I
Um,
didn't really even like really notice until you pointed it out. Same thing when you said like, oh yeah, Iron Man 1, Tony has a robotic voice, and they just get
Mhm.
rid of it. Yeah.
Oh, you
In
know,
my head, in my head canon, it's just the tech that he's making is getting better.
right.
Yeah, but yeah, because
Well, I
I'd be
think.
interested. Oh, go ahead, Ruben.
Well, the reason why he has a robotic voice, I guess, in Iron Man 1 is because nobody really knows he's Iron Man. But now everybody knows he's Iron Man.
Ah,
He doesn't really need it. Boom. Lawyered.
It'd been cool to see if he kept the robotic voice and all that.
It would have been
But
cool.
either way, let's see. You know, we got him getting his new element. We got the Stark Expo big climactic fight scene with our Peter Parker out there in the crowd. I thought that scene
I
was.
don't believe it.
Well, I thought that scene was so fucking cool. It was nice. This little kid's like, "Yeah, I want to stand up to you," and just Iron Man just drops right behind him and just. And I'm like, "Oh man, that was so cool." But yeah, it's interesting that's what they think Peter Parker is. I mean, that kind of fits like a little kid, like Peter Parker being
Why
a genius
wouldn't you
would want
think
to go to the
this?
Stark Expo.
So dumb.
Why? It's in Flushing, Queens. It's a hop,
The,
skip, and a jump
the
away.
expo?
Yeah.
Whatever.
We
That's
don't
just
live in
so
New
dumb.
York,
That's a
Ruben.
train
Pointless
ride away,
retcon.
okay?
It's a pointless retcon that we just don't need in the movies.
Nah,
Like
we
whatever.
needed
Like
it.
shut
We
up.
needed it.
Shut up, Kevin Feige. This is the kid. But it was a nice moment. It was a nice moment,
Yeah.
especially when like Tony Stark says, what does he say? Like, nice shot, kid." I think is what
Yeah.
he says. And then, oh man,
Yeah, it was really cool. Seeing just the team up with Iron Man and War Machine at the end.
Right.
I think that was like our first start into like team up action in the MCU, and it was really cool. Really short, but it was really nice.
I gotta say, for all the problems I have with Iron Man 2, the fight in the Oracle Garden still rips. Like that's a cool, like the first part of that with Rhodey and Iron Man against all like the bots, awesome.
Yeah.
I love it, and it's visually interesting with like the Japanese cherry blossoms like
Right.
going. It was cool.
I did
I
want
did-
to ask about the repulsor scene when Rhodey and Iron Man, well, Tony are fighting in the suits. That
Mhm.
they both use the repulsors and there's just huge blast. Do we think we're gonna get more of that in what's that? Armor Wars? No, that's not what it's called.
Armor Wars or Ironheart?
Either or. I don't know which one's which.
I mean, maybe we'll see.
Okay.
I mean,
Sorry, that
they
was
never
just-
used it again in the MCU.
Yeah,
so
I
I
don't.
know.
But I assumed isn't Armor Wars going to be about Tony's armor being used? I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
we'll see about that. I did enjoy the one thing in that fight where it was just, all right, let's go put our big gun up on the roof, and they just both go for it.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm going up. No, you're not.
Yeah,
It's like you
more,
think
more
just
that Don
because
Cheadle chemistry.
Yeah.
you think just because you have a big gun, like yeah, it's called being a badass. So I definitely enjoyed that.
I gotta say though, Tony Stark with the whatever thing in his wrists when he
So
tells
cool.
Rhodey to duck. Yeah, it's awesome.
So cool.
One thing I love about the MCU, and I think I guess it would start with this one since it's like the first time we have like a team up, is the way every single like movie has them using their powers like with each other, like in synchronicity, is so cool every single time they do it. And again, with this one, it's as simple as the repulsors, but like it's cool.
I think it really shows the differences between, even though they're both iron suits, the difference between Rhodey and Tony. Tony is very much going to be flashy, in your face, kind of brawly, using a bunch of tech. Rhodey is just I'm going to pummel you with ammunition.
Right.
That's what
get
I'm
the
gonna do.
point, essentially.
So I think that was really cool. And, we just go through the movie and it just goes back to the beginning. I think this movie is fun. I don't know the point it serves. Because, Tony went through his crisis of identity in the first movie, and this one is just kind of like retreading on that, which I didn't think it needed.
Well,
Um,
I think it's a stepping stone for setting things up later on.
and
Obviously,
that's what this movie is. It's not about Tony. It's the stepping stone for the MCU going forward.
no.
And
See, that's where I disagree. I think it definitely is about Tony. It's Tony realizing that he has to essentially play nice with a team later on. You know, if he's going to be accepted, if he's going to play a role in the Avengers, he needs to learn how to play nice. And I think we sort of get that with Rhodey. You know, like I don't know.
I know what you're saying. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah.
Like that's interesting because definitely he's doing all this one man solo stuff, and then lets Rhodey help him, lets Nick Fury help him, let Pepper help.
He lets Pepper, yeah.
Yeah, lets Pepper be CEO. So I thought that was really nice. But the scene with Nick Fury at the end, like if you notice, like there's the Incredible Hulk scene, the journalist on the college on the screen. There's actually a blip on Wakanda, which I didn't notice the first time.
I didn't know.
Yeah, if you look on the big map, there is a point of interest point right in the middle of Africa. So I thought that was neat. But yeah,
I didn't notice.
I think it was interesting when you said, like, Iron Man definitely for the Avengers, Tony Stark not really. It was like, how can you have me but not have me? And I think it just shows Tony Stark is Iron Man. Like, you can't have one without the other. So, and like you make a good point. That's why he doesn't use the robotic voice anymore, because everyone knows he's Iron Man. Like, this is the package deal.
Right.
But
also I feel like Nick Fury was like, give me a sec. Let's see how this goes. Rhodey, you relax a second. Well, I'll call you back. If this doesn't go wrong, we got you next. All right?
You're next. You're batter up.
Yeah.
So, and then we get, I remember it was a few cheers when post-credit scene, and we see Mjolnir.
We're just gonna skip the whole Jon Favreau and Natasha Romanoff fight scene in the hallway.
I forgot about that. Oh my
I
goodness!
got this one.
Yeah, so cool. Especially, I like the end when she's done. She just maces that one guy. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely just shows like, hey, do not mess with this woman.
Yeah.
She will mess you up.
Yeah.
I thought that was really
acrobatic she is. Every movie is like super acrobatic. It's so cool. And then of course you get like Jon Favreau being like just weighty, brawly type of dude who like can barely take on one guy.
Yeah.
And go cook a grilled cheese, Jon Favreau.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it was a really cool fight scene. I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, we haven't talked about Bird. I want my Bird.
Did we need to? Did we need to?
We did.
No.
Thrown better.
This movie's so strange at some points, man.
I also want to reference.
I'm telling you.
I also want to reference the ex-wife and how much of a letdown that was. Like,
I just love it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I like the way that he described it, where he's like, "Yeah, this is the most powerful thing. This thing can literally write a book that's better than Ulysses itself, and still have time to wreak havoc, so to speak." And then we just fire it, and it's just nothing.
Yeah,
because
Hammer sucks.
Yeah.
And then we get just another thing with Flash at the end. Forgot to talk about it, where it's just another version of Iron Man.
Yeah,
just a big suit.
Yeah,
with some whips.
Essentially,
but he was right in the end. He won. If we think about it, he said like if you like show people that God can bleed, they'll stop, worshiping him or whatever he says. Like, yeah, it's like he's right.
Yeah.
I just wish that he didn't have an Iron Man suit at the end, or just a suit in general.
I mean, he does.
Yeah. Because
whatever, it's gone in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it just like reminds me of like they're harkening back to the great.
Tony.
Yeah. Obadiah Stone.
Don't worry, Ruben. In the next movie, we don't get an enemy in an iron suit at the end. So
it's okay. We get the greatest. Oh, you're talking.
No, we're talking about Thor.
Ugh.
No, I was talking about the next Iron Man movie.
Yeah,
Iron
we
Man
get the
3.
greatest. An
The
actor.
greatest.
The worst villain, dude.
No, no, you're crazy. You guys are gonna rewatch this movie and you're gonna be like, whoa.
What the fuck happened to Pepper? I like, you know what I mean? We'll talk about it. We'll talk
Actually,
about it.
Future
Yeah.
spoilers, future spoilers.
Ruben, I took a look at who's going to be hosting what episodes, and you actually get Iron Man 3.
Oh, thank God.
So, uh, so anyway, yeah, at the post credit, we get Thor, we get Mjolnir. Here's some lightning. Oh, excuse me. Here's some thunder. Can't hear lightning. So,
Mm.
yeah, I thought that was the crowd cheered for that one. But yeah, this was just a sequel again toward the end of this year. I think that's why I think a lot of people consider it maybe the worst of the MCU. Is like it just didn't feel like anything. It was just a fun movie. There's not really much going on here.
Yeah.
So, not the worst sequel in the MCU. The worst sequel to a franchise is coming later.
Yeah.
But not a bad movie at all.
No, I would say it's like mid tier at best.
Yeah.
Lower tier.
For me,
Upper lower
personally,
tier.
for me personally, it is lower tier, but it's still a fun. I think, like I said, the Incredible Hulk is the only one where I'm like, this is okay. That is it.
Oh, that movie was just bad.
I also realized that end credit scene in The Incredible Hulk doesn't really make sense unless it's after this movie.
Yep.
But it's not.
So,
It's a good thing the movie
Alright.
doesn't exist.
yeah.
Wait, what?
Anywho, what?
What did you
I mean,
say?
he says it doesn't exist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anywho, it's time for our special segments at the end of the show. I'll start with mine. We're gonna rank the villains. So right now for our list, we have number 1 Obadiah Stane, and number 2 Abomination and Ross. So I think we have to definitely put Hammer and Whiplash together.
Yeah.
Can we just put Hammer?
I mean, we have to put Whiplash, dude.
Do we?
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
part.
think so.
I think just Justin Hammer alone, the number 1.
Oh,
Just-
yeah. Okay.
Whoa.
If Justin Hammer alone is number 1, then Mickey Rourke's character would have to bring it down.
Yeah, I
There's-
just think I like the combination.
Wow.
There it is. I like the combination of Hammer and Whiplash together. I thought it was fun. It was better than Obadiah Stane, and it was better than Incredible Abomination.
I think
Justin Hammer is like a limp dick, dude. Obadiah Stane had like an emotional betrayal against Tony Stark.
right. But I think
Stane was just like a CEO dude. It was like, I'm CEO, I need my money, Tony.
And that's what's so good about it.
I think if Justin Hammer was the mastermind behind the drones, it would have been a better Obadiah Stane. Like he would have been better as a villain. But considering that Whiplash is also a part of this, I'm gonna have to rank that he's number.
See,
3.
like the Whiplash Monaco scene was so cool, though.
Yeah, but it's just Mickey Rourke just ruins it. Just his face alone ruins it.
Okay, I will say I am okay with them being number 2 as long as they're above Abomination.
I'm voting number 2. That's where
I'll
I'm
do
going.
number 2. That's fine with me because Justin Hammer, even though he's a limp dick, is
Number
still
2?
super fun.
Number
He was
2?
whenever he's on screen, it's fun.
Are you insane? Number
You
2?
think Abomination is better?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot Abomination's
Yeah.
in this. All right. Okay.
Zoom out on that.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I am okay with them being number 2.
Yes,
I'm fine with that.
I have to agree.
Okay.
Number 2. Ghost
All
Hand
right.
246 is also saying that Whiplash was such a waste of Mickey Rourke. If they went for the comic costume, he would have been perfect. Yeah, but Ghost Hand, it's not that Whiplash was a waste. It's that Mickey Rourke was a waste. Like, had we picked literally anybody else other than Mickey Rourke, this movie would have been a perfect movie. Well, a good movie.
I remember there was like an article like 2 weeks ago where Mickey Rourke says that the MCU acting is terrible. I'm like, no.
It all started with you.
It's like there's some pretty good acting in the MCU, Mickey.
Yeah.
I just look at Michael B. Jordan and all them, like Michael Keaton. These
Fuck.
are
I can't wait till we get to Black Panther.
Forget
Black Panther.
I can't wait till we get to
As a friendly reminder.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
They do.
They do.
They do. Black lives do matter.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be so exciting to go through all these movies again.
I'm sorry,
so-
Ghost. I'm not much of a wrestling fan. He says, to be fair, Mickey can do great acting like in The Wrestler. Oh, sorry. I didn't see The Wrestler. But
Mickey Rourke is good in things. I just like he was fine here. I mean, I think he was way old when we try to say this is my son. Like Mickey Rourke looks the same age as you.
They look like friends.
And so yeah, I think it was interesting. I think the thing with Whiplash was like, hey, look, someone else can make this tech, Tony. That's literally all he was there for. Like someone else can do it. Someone else has your tech. That's it. There's nothing emotional to this one. It's just like this is the guy. So all right, I am fine. Yes. So Whiplash and Justin Hammer, number 2 on our villains list. So, Ruben, it's your turn for your segment.
Whoa, did we rank the movie so far?
No,
Oh,
we're gonna do
save that
Stan Lee cameo
for
first.
last.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right, okay.
Last, man.
Okay.
You
I was
have
just
the
making
best
sure.
picture first.
I was just checking. Jesus. So obviously this movie we have Stan Lee as Larry.
Are you trying to
King.
write Larry King?
Yeah.
Why is it
I
in
mean-
parentheses?
Yeah.
No,
why-
because I was gonna write the movie Iron Man 2.
Oh. Okay.
Like I was
gotcha.
naming
maybe,
the.
maybe you should put like a little thing in the doc to say what each cameo was.
Well, yeah,
like a little
that's what I'm doing
Okay.
now.
Well, for the other 2, you don't have anything.
Well, I'm putting them in now.
All right.
Jesus.
Jeez.
What was he?
For
in?
you audio
Amazing.
listeners, he was
Oh,
Hugh
the old
Hefner.
man. Yeah, no. Well, he was the old man in Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. Stan Lee, old man.
I'm gonna put this dead last because
I would agree with you.
Larry
Yeah.
King.
It was way
That
too
just-
short.
It was such a
Just stands
waste.
there.
He didn't even
Yeah.
say anything. It was very much of a waste.
It was literally like 2 seconds max of him on screen.
The best Stan Lee cameo so far is in the next one. So
I don't remember the cameo in the next one, so
Uh,
I'll be surprised. No, don't tell me.
yes. I'm not going to tell you. Don't worry.
I like how I covered my ears with this. All I do is make the headphones louder.
But yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
So that's it. We agree.
Christian.
We agree. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh.
Christian, it is time to rank the movies.
This is the meat and potatoes. Okay, so to catch you up so far, we've got Iron Man. Or sorry, going from the other way, reverse order. Number 2, The Incredible Hulk. Number 1, Iron Man. Where does Iron Man 2 fall for you both? Let's start with the host, Eric.
Right now, these 2 movies, or 3 movies, including Iron Man 2, I have to put Iron Man 2 at number 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Iron Man 1 is
I
still
agree.
just a very, very strong movie.
That is a resounding consensus for Iron Man 2
Yeah.
as number 2. So the new list goes number 1, Iron Man. Number 2, Iron Man 2. Number 3, The Incredible Hulk.
Wow.
Easy.
Boys and girls, get used to that last spot being the Hulk for the rest of the time here.
For now.
letting
For
everyone
now.
know.
For now.
There's no movie that's worse in the MCU than Incredible Hulk.
We'll see.
I promise you.
We'll see.
There's
It's not
no movie-
possible.
There's no movie
hey.
worse.
Hey,
Eric and I will outrank you every
Hey,
single time.
hey,
We'll
hey.
outvote you.
we'll see.
But what do you think, Ruben? What movie do you think is worse than Incredible Hulk?
Sir, that's future spoilers. I can't go into that. We'll find out when we get there.
Either way. All right. So, gentlemen, before we wrap things up here, any final thoughts on Iron Man 2?
Not as bad as I thought it was, as I remembered it to be. But again, Mickey Rourke just needs to go. Like, if he wasn't in this movie, I would have been fine with it. Like, if it was just his father, like, dying and just, like, approaching Iron Man, like, oh, something along the lines of, your father betrayed me, like, that would have been more... I would have preferred that.
Hmm.
Yeah. I spent 25 years in a Russian prison thanks to your father, blah, 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 you know?
Wah. Right?
Right.
Christian, final thoughts from you.
Iron Man 2. Do you need to exist? No. But like, thanks for existing anyway.
I think it does need to exist.
Thank you.
Shut up, Ruben.
It's his time, Ruben.
Fair enough.
Your time.
Fair enough.
You went it all on Mickey Rourke.
All right, fine. How about like 45 minutes Iron Man 2? Nice.
I agree with that. Yeah, Iron Man 2. Just thanks for a fun time.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. It is time for them plugs. So, Christian, we're going to start with you first.
Yeah, follow me at ISO Christian for all kinds of shit posting. I'm mostly just still promoting Palestine donations and all kinds of drives to get people to write to their Congress folk to say, hey, let's stop selling weapons to Israel. And yeah, you can follow my Twitch stuff there at ISO Christian as well, playing games, playing PS1. Hopefully got it to working. We're going to play some Ape Escape this week.
Oh,
And then-
yeah.
I have to shout out Jeff Ulrich, who's coming on to the movie podcast this week. We're going to be talking none other than a movie I haven't seen since Netflix sent me the DVD, which is a long time ago. Scott Pilgrim. So you can check that out at Large Popcorn.
Oh, the great.
I saw Scott Pilgrim on a Greyhound bus in 2010 going to Little Rock, Arkansas. And I was so terrified of being on a Greyhound bus that I couldn't really enjoy the film. So I need to rewatch it. It was on my phone too.
Dude.
So I'm like sitting there like huddled up against the window, just like watching the movie on my phone.
Greyhounds are weird, man.
It was so terrifying. Oh man.
Thank you.
Ruben, what you got?
First off, Michael Cera is a gem. We don't deserve him, but I'm glad he's in the acting world. Number
What's your
two.
Reed Richards?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, no, I can't picture that at all. Ugh. I do want to plug. We are doing some more Mass Effect. Probably the later half of this week, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't really think we have any more shows this week, unfortunately, but we'll do some more streaming. Yeah.
Well, we'll have one more show before we reconvene for Marvel Mondays next week, which is the special show on Sunday.
That's right.
Nope,
No,
I'm sorry. That is rescheduled for Monday. Yeah,
That's
I
right.
never mind. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We'll know more. Are we going to reveal that next Marvel Monday? I think we should. Should we do it next,
I
Ruben?
figured we should have just done it now. You know.
All right, you want to say it or?
Eric, you seem a little too excited for this announcement, so you go ahead. You go
All
ahead.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone else, the penultimate conquest is going to the world of fantasy, and we're starting a D&D campaign.
Crazy.
It's very exciting. We're going to have Christian, Ruben, Ryan, myself, and Tessa. Our dungeon master is going to be Anthony, and we are starting a campaign. Very exciting. Ruben has never played before.
No.
This is going to be outstanding. I'm very excited. It's going to be a very fun time. Very fun time. We're going to get into some shenanigans, maybe some hijinks. So
Let's order some pizza and roll some dice, baby.
Right. So very, very excited to finally announce that we are going to be starting a D&D show here on the Penultimate Conquest. So
Yes, that would be
remember,
awesome.
please subscribe to us here on Twitch. Give us that follow. That will help us out immensely. Thank you for your support. Remember, subscribe to us on YouTube. And Ruben, we kind of cut you off in the middle there. You got anything else to plug, my friend?
No, that's it. Tessa's going to be streaming tomorrow. Resident Evil
8.
Resident Evil
Yes.
8 Village. I am going to be playing some Knockout City with Christian later this week. Very excited for that. And I think that's pretty much it. Mass Effect 1 probably on Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mass Effect, great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
So I'm glad you were. Yeah, my God, I forgot it's your first time. I'm glad you're liking it. Like I said, I told Ruben at the beginning, I just finished Persona 5 Royal, so I'm ready to get into Mass Effect. But anyway, yes, I am Eric C. again on Twitter. You can find me there, doing a lot of stuff here for Marvel's Mondays Initiative. We got E3 coming up in a few weeks, so very exciting about that. Please stay tuned to us here. Hopefully, get some previews, some stuff going on out here in the next month. It's gonna be a busy time here for the channel. So again, please, if you can give us a subscription, a follow, a like, anything, tell your friends. If you'd like to be on the show, let us know. But
Yeah.
anyway, from all of us here at Marvel Mondays Initiative, have a great evening and Excelsior.